We'd like to request all the students to please settle down and have some patience.
Success is not what you dream, but the reality in which you live. Amity University, Madhya Pradesh is the symbol of success, learning, hard work, and perfection since 2011. Amity University, Madhya Pradesh was established under Ritnan Balved Education Foundation under the guidance of Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, the founder president of AMI University.
There are universities, Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, MIT, Stanford. They are hundreds of years old. But my product, you people will show to the whole world that we are super product and nobody can compete us. And with that, I have the courage, I have the conviction to say that everything soon will be counted among the top universities of the world. Nobody can stop us.
Beginning of Amity University, Madhya Pradesh has been very subtle and calm, but filled with excitement and positive attitude.
Hello.
Life is not just about the passing of time. It is a collection of experiences and their intensity. Time flies, but the journey has experienced is beyond words. The span of 11 years has changed the university year by year. But what remains constant is the captivating memories. Such memories that has always been kept alive in every Amitian's heart.
We'd like to request the students to please settle down and keep their mobiles on silent mode.
Like raising a child is the responsibility of many, many people. Building is the responsibility of many people. And we have all the faculty members, the HOIs, the deans, the staff, from top to bottom. I say the job of the peon is also very important. How are they serving water? What kind of positivity do they have? Are they dedicated? Are they loyal? In between, from VC to the peon, everyone has a role to play. And each one of you who are here are part of building this institution. And today, as we celebrate our raising day, we can look back and reminisce on all the wonderful times as well as the challenges, the ups and downs, the joy, the fears, the laughs, the tears, all of that which is building institutions.
Okay, my vision for the university is that it should be rated amongst at least the first 100 universities of the world. I know it's a big aim, but unless we aim for the stars, then only you will reach the moon. So that is the vision.
I hereby declare the convocation of Amity University, Madhya Pradesh 2020 open.
Campus placement plays a very crucial role in shaping the careers of the students. Corporate fraternities, they visit campus with the objective of recruiting the right kind of fitment for their company. Having said that, the world of campus placements is evolving every day. We always hear from the corporates that there's a huge gap between the students' perception and the corporate's expectation. This is the precise objective of having this leadership conclave, to hear from the corporate world themselves as to what is expected from a student when they graduate from the campus to the corporate. We welcome the stalwarts of the corporate fraternity to join us for this leadership conclave and tell the students as to how they can prepare themselves to be employable when the companies visit campus for recruitments. Thank you so much.
Everybody, please maintain silence. We're about to start the program. Welcome, delegates.
Greetings everyone, I'm Zarna Trivedi. I head HR department with Versa Networks. I'm thrilled to be part of the upcoming leadership conclave, Amicrat. Don't miss out on this wonderful opportunity to be part of this empowering event. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, I'm Sandeep and I'm thrilled to be part of the upcoming leadership conclave, Amicrat.
Namaste everybody. This is Gokul from ServiceNow's Early in Career Recruitment team. I am super excited to be part of the Leadership Conclave at Amity University. This is also your chance to learn from the experts, to network with great industry professionals and shape your path to success. Please do not miss this opportunity. Thank you and looking forward to seeing all of you.
Hey everyone, I'm Swati from UAPAD and I'm thrilled to be part of this upcoming leadership conclave.
The dedicated balance of mentoring someone is not creating them in your own image,
Everyone
but
please rise.
giving them an opportunity to create themselves. Hi, my name is Reshmi Menon. I lead India Campus and Academic Palo Alto Networks. I'm super excited to be a part of the Amicrat.
A pioneer of the contemporary field of leadership studies, Warren Bennis once said, "Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality." A very blissful morning and cordial felicitations to Honorable Chancellor and Chairman, Amity University, Madhya Pradesh, Dr. Asim Chauhan, respected Vice Chancellor, Lieutenant General V.K. Sharma, Ati Vishishta Seva Medal, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. M.P. Kaushik, Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Anil Vashisht, esteemed delegates from the corporate world, registrar, all the deans, directors, HOIs, HODs, the convener of the event, Director CRC Dr. Rajat Pathak, faculty members and students who are present here and have joined us online. We cordially welcome the media who have joined us today. We extend to you a warm welcome to the inaugural ceremony of the Leadership Conclave 2023, organized by CRC Corporate Resource Center, Amity University, Madhya Pradesh.
Before we begin with the proceedings of the inaugural ceremony of Leadership Conclave 2023, we shall light the lamp of knowledge and seek the divine blessings of Ma Saraswati. We would like to request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Dean Academics, Mr. Nitin Patil, Ms. Reshmi Menon, Mr. Saurabh Shah, and Mr. Nagrajaya, on behalf of all the delegates, to please ascend the dais. We request the convener of the event, Dr. Rajat Pathak, to please escort the dignitaries. Sir, please.
कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीम् पुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदा जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थिता वरदां शारदाम्
Thank you, dignitaries. We request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Dean Academics, and Director CRC to please felicitate our corporate delegates with a bouquet. We are honored to have with us Ms. Reshmi Menon, Lead Early Talent India Palo Alto Networks. Ma'am, would you please ascend the dais? It is our proud privilege to have amongst us Mr. Manroop Singh Sehmi, Head Talent Acquisition and University Relations, Xperi Corporation. Sir, could you please?
We are honored to have with us Mr. Nitin Patil, Business Head, India Cora. Sir, you're requested to ascend the dais, please. It is our privilege to have with us Mr. Saurabh Shah, Vice President, Human Capital, Haber. We request you, sir, to please ascend the dais.
We are honored to have with us Mr. Prabhanjan Kumar Prasoon, Head Talent Acquisition, Sopra Steria. So would you please ascend the dais? It is our privilege to have with us Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary, Senior Manager, Human Resources and Talent Development Group, hashed in by Deloitte. Sir, would you please? We are honored to have Ms. Shravya Shetty, Senior Recruitment Specialist, hashed in by Deloitte. Ma'am, would you please come to this?
It is our privilege to have with us Mr. Sushant Kumar, India Lead University Relations and Early Career Hiring Tata Technologies Limited. Sir, it is our kind request to you to ascend the dais, please. We are honored to have with us Mr. Gopalakanan Narasimhan, Manager, Early in Career Recruiting, APJ Service Now. So we request you to ascend the dais, please. We are delighted to have Ms. Zarna Trivedi, Head Human Resources, Versa Networks as our esteemed delegate. Ma'am, you are requested to ascend the dais.
It is our privilege to have with us Ms. Sandhya Purohit, Lead Campus Relations, Larsen & Toubro Technology Services. May we please request you, ma'am, to please come to this.
It is a delight to have with us Ms. Swati Sushilan, Senior University Recruitment Program Manager, UiPath. Ma'am, we request you to ascend the dais, please. We are honored to have with us Mr. Srivastava Nagarjaya, Director, Talent Acquisition, Thrive Digital Health, LLP. Sir, you are requested to ascend the dais.
And may we request the convener of the event, Dr. Rajat Pathak, to please welcome the Honorable Vice Chancellor with a bouquet. And the Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor. Thank you, sir, and all delegates.
Thank you.
There is an identity card in the conference kit. We would be honored if the delegates would please wear them. Leadership is the ability of an individual or a group of individuals to influence and guide followers or other members of an organization. Leadership involves making sound and sometimes difficult decisions, creating and articulating a clear vision, establishing achievable goals, and providing followers with the knowledge and tools necessary to achieve those goals. The aim of the conclave is to inculcate the qualities of leadership by bringing different stakeholders on a common platform and instill momentum into interventions focused on the holistic development of AUMPs, graduating students, and making them industry ready and employable by assessing the current trends, skill gaps, and exploring ways and means to bridge those gaps.
The event couldn't have been possible without the exemplary leadership of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Amit University, Madhya Pradesh, Lieutenant General V.K. Sharma, Ati Vishishta Seva Medal, and his pivotal role in encouraging corporate training and recruitment initiatives at the university. Before joining Amity University, Madhya Pradesh, Lieutenant General V.K. Sharma served the Indian Army for almost 40 years. For his meritorious service to the nation, he was awarded the Ati Vishishta Seva Medal by the Honorable President of India on 26 January 2011. Lieutenant General V.K. Sharma is the founder Vice Chancellor of Amit University, Madhya Pradesh, Gwalior. He has been instrumental in introducing a host of best practices aimed at fostering academic excellence in the university. Under his able leadership, Amit University, Madhya Pradesh has grown by leaps and bounds and has been adjudged the best private university in Madhya Pradesh. May I now invite Sir for your opening remarks, please.
Sir, please.
Honorable Founder President Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Honorable Chancellor and Chairman of Amity University, Madhya Pradesh, Dr. Asim Chauhan, all the trustees of RBEF, the agency which is running this university and other universities, and reputed heads of HR and talent acquisition firms of the country, all the industrialists who are here today, the Pro Vice Chancellor, Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor, Dean Academics, all the directors, all the heads of institutions, faculty members, staff members, and my dear students. Today we are lucky to have with us the elite industry HR representatives who are here to share their views on placements and also to mentor our final year students to tell them what industry wants, to share with them what are the changing scenario in the country after COVID, what are the areas in which placements can now happen, how the students should prepare for their placements, what is the difference between academic theory and practically what is required by the industry, by the country, by the world at large, the impact of artificial intelligence, which is going to change the scenario of working in days to come, the impact of growing economy of India, which is going to become the third largest economy in next few years, next only to America and China, the impact of large youth workforce that we have in the country. The youngest age group emerges as the highest percentage of population in our country, notwithstanding the fact that we are the largest populated country in the world. It is an opportunity. If you see, the large population also means a large workforce. And we are lucky to have a large workforce of young, talented people. Amity University provides you opportunities of internationalization, of being one of the biggest education groups of the country. You are all aware we have 12 universities in India, 2 more coming up soon, 12 international campuses to include New York, Australia, Singapore, UK, Dubai, Russia, China. We got a number of MIT business schools, a number of international schools, and now Harrow School has also been established at Bangalore, and soon one is going to be established in New York also. Total, we have got more than 100 academic institutions by name of MIT Education Group, which is a very proud moment for all of us. So we have the advantage of doing semester abroad program, the advantage of doing a fortnightly program abroad, the advantage of doing the 3 continental program, and there are so many such programs which can be done, and also the advantage of having the mentorship from not only good academicians, but today also we have started for the first time as an experiment to have industry mentors for the students. This will give a new insight and impetus to our placements, which are already more than 95% for the last 5 years continuously. It's a matter of pride for all of us that our students are doing extremely well. Our alumni today, we have about more than 3,700 students who have graduated from this university, which is very young still. The university is just about 11 years old, which is not too long a time in history of any university. In this small time, it's a proud moment for all of us that we have established ourselves as undoubtedly the #1 university in Madhya Pradesh. Our engineering school has been ranked by an NIRF amongst all private universities and private institutions, which are numbering more than about 250 in Madhya Pradesh as #1. So, my dear students, you feel proud that you belong to a very good institution. We have the best infrastructure today. We have the best of the faculties, and we have best of the practices that we follow today. We try to maintain standards as far as academics are concerned, outreach activities are concerned. We have NCC with us, 1 platoon. We have NSS, 2 units of 100 students each, and they all go do service to the community and do various outreach activities. We have also established a rank of between 101 to 200 globally in Sustainable Development Goal 8, which belongs to decent work and economic growth, another landmark for the university. Industry academia internship is something which we have been all looking for, and this is one thing which I feel is truly lacking in today's structure of academics. Not much importance is given to what the world needs, what the industry needs. The way we train theoretically is no longer good enough to meet the requirements of the humanity, to meet the requirements of research that is required, to meet the aspirations of the nation, and the most important, regional aspirations. We should not forget that we are in Madhya Pradesh, we have tribals here, we have people from the low poverty group who are here, and we need to work, focus our research, focus our attention towards these groups. Unless these groups can rise, India will not rise. Unless these groups' standards are improved, India's standard cannot be improved. No point in getting our rank higher as far as the country is concerned unless everybody, all people, inclusive upliftment takes place. This is an excellent opportunity today for the students who have been identified, who will be addressed after this morning session is over by the industry mentors. You will be able to ask them questions. You will be able to get them to know by one-on-one mentoring. This is a great opportunity which is being provided by the university today. It will help you to remain in touch with them, and you will have a corporate guru with you who will be able to guide you. You will be able to be in touch with them through emails. You will be able to get guidance from them. They will show you the torch and they will show you the path on which you can walk. Also, we expect help from the industry for modifying our syllabus. We have our own board of studies, which is done by academicians, and some of the industry members that are called, they are not that indulgent that the way we would like. Unless there is a full involvement of the industry, it's a two-way, because the industry is going to survive on these students. They are the tomorrow's workforce of the industry. Unless they are groomed by you and unless they can come up to these expectations, from where will you get the workforce? We do not expect Chinese and Americans to come and work in our country. It is our people whom we have to grow, whom we have to groom. And that is the reason we thought it appropriate to have this conclave today, leadership conclave and MIT Technocrats Mentor-Mentee Program 2023. And I'm sure with its success, we will have every year such a program, and so that the strong bonds are established. The ability to observe and listen effectively is a highest form of intelligence. All students should listen to what the speakers are going to speak after this and try to grasp whatever maximum you can. After that, talks by experts, then we are going to have panel discussion in which questions will be asked by CRC, and if we have time, we will have an open house in which the students could ask any questions that they want to. Since we do not have adequate time for a dialogue with the students, but you must effectively listen and see what is being talked about. Each word that is being spoken about, each sentence being spoken about by the industry expert should be taken to your heart, and you should work on that. Lastly, I want to mention to the students that it is you who have to work hard. It is you who have to improve. You decide to build up your personality. You decide to do well in life. You decide to work hard. You decide to gain knowledge. Then only things can move. There is a saying, you can take horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. The path you have to walk. So remember that if the industry is coming 2 steps towards you, you have to move 4 steps towards them. That is what is expected out of you. And all the academic mentors who will also be associated with the classroom sessions which are post-lunch, I request you also to be in touch with the industry mentors who have been allocated. And with this, I wish this program all the very best and complete success. And once again, a hearty welcome to all the industry experts who are here. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. It is always a matter of great privilege and joy for us to listen to your motivating ideas. Thank you again, sir. This intellectual and corporate platform has been dignified by the benign presence of our esteemed delegate, Ms. Reshmi Menon, lead Early Talent India, Palo Alto Networks. Just take this opportunity to introduce our keynote speaker to the audience. Ms. Reshmi Menon is one of the most respected and decorated recruiters in the world of campus placements in recent times. She recently received Recruiter of the Year award from the Honorable Minister, Mr. C. Mallareddy of Labor and Employment in Telangana. Ms. Menon has more than 17 years of rich experience in recruitment for India, US, Asia Pacific, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and not to mention early talent from universities. AICTE Government of India Internship Program also felicitated her as Innovative Recruiter. Ms. Manon has won 5 Best HR Awards from Calgary, Canada, and 3 times in India. And she is also an honorary professor of Amity University, Madhya Pradesh. She has been a key factor in getting diversity of students to her companies, and she works with a diversity of colleges to help them upscale. She is also a part of the Teach the Students for Under Poverty Students from remote areas. May I invite you, ma'am, for your address, please?
Good morning, all of you. Today is a great day, and all of you, that most pleasure in welcoming all the esteemed gathering peers, um, peers and the guests over here, and also I extend my distinguished people, and not to forget for who we are, the students. I welcome all of you all for Amicrat event. Traditionally, campus placement have been an integral part of the educational institute, providing students a chance of finding out their skills, aptitude, and the potential for the employees to get them into, and they never bridge the gap. But here we stand. Campus placements have taken a metamorphosis of Renaissance sought. The dynamics of job market has also been influenced by the technologies like AI, automation, and the other stuffs that's come up. Robotics also, which has led to the change in requirement from the corporates and in gathering the requirement they need. So here we are here today to make sure that we bridge this gap and get you all to the best industries. In the face of these changes, it's imperative for us to reimagine the road map of campuses. We need to embrace a holistic approach, which is there between the focus of securing jobs and how do we go about it. Also, we were not to forget the 21st century skills that the students need to have. That's being the learning skills, the literary skills, and also foster with the life skills. So I would like to mention that some of your parameters would be on leadership, to be adaptable, flexibility, ownership, accountability, and not to miss forever the evolving social skills that's there. So here I stand to just set the stage for all of you all to understand what's going to happen over here today. On all of these, I would also like to tell you all communication skills being the best important one for us. Organizations today have become a vital for students to develop, begin on digital competencies, which we have heard about the virtual meetings, which was not there previously. Also, during the pandemic, the best thing that we all saw was virtual hiring, which we never thought about. And the other one that came up to all the corporates was work from home, which was never thought that would be successful. So taking all these opportunities, the life learning skills, and embracing this culture, in conclusion, I would like to tell you all, please emphasize on the future. Make sure you learn something good every day. Learn from the corporates, have a mentor with you to learn. And also, I take this opportunity to thank each one of you all on behalf of my friends, peers from the HR fraternity. I thank Amity University for giving us such an opportunity, which has been great for us. Sincere thanks to the Visionary Chancellor, Chairman, Dr. Asim Chauhan, the Vice Chancellor, Lieutenant G.K. sir, and also not to forget Rajat Pathak sir, who's done a great show today. It's been a great event over here, and I wish that this goes in the smooth flow, and what we are here for, we fruitfully finish. Thank you all once again, and let's make sure that this conclave and the grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your brief insights and setting the context for the guest talk and panel discussion. Now we would proceed with the first part of the leadership conclave, that is the guest talk session on campus placements and its changing roadmap ahead. It is my profound pleasure to introduce our first guest speaker, Mr. Nitin Patil, Business Head India, Quora. Mr. Nitin Patil has 18 years of experience in digital marketing, is one of the founding members of Quora in India, and has worked with top-notch companies like Sony Pictures, Comly SVG Media Private Limited, Flipkart Internet Private Limited, Tata Interactive Systems, and Naukri.com. An alumnus of Indian Institute of Planning and Management, Bangalore, Mr. Patil has been recognized for his outstanding contribution to the industry. He was awarded the Q Star Award for exemplary work towards achieving targets Q2 of 2020. Recognized for his first 100 schools implementation for Class H and the Best Sales Manager nationally in Q2 for 2007 and 2008. Mr. Patil's achievements are not just limited to the professional world. He was a part of the NCC contingent at the Republic Day Camp in 2002. He has attended the All India Vayu Sainik Camp as a glider pilot and skeet shooter. May I now invite you, sir, for your talk on entrepreneurship and startups, alternative paths to career success. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nitin Patil. I head Cora. It's been 18 years that I've been working with a lot of startup companies. Given that, startups have a lot of potential, I'm going to talk about entrepreneurships and startups today, how that's been changing the life and the economy today. If you see, they say, it's tough to be the person who never gives up. That's the main funda in a startup. You will fail, you will fall down, but you need to never give that attitude and grow up back again. So the great example for us is Mr. Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister. He's been running India as a great startup economy, right? So it took about 115 years for US to make a Silicon Valley. But for India, it just took about 10 to 15 years, and we have that digital ecosystem with us, right? So when we have this economy, when we have a great backup which is supporting us, I think we should take an advantage and build a career around it. So I remember the first product which went globally from India was Tally. Tally was built in India, which went globally, and every country uses it. So today we also have similar companies. We have Paytm today in the name of PayPay used in Japan. We have, Zomato. We have Ola going in US. So that's the energy which we have. So today India needs a lot of innovators. So understanding the definition of a startup is an organization or a business venture which tries to meet a market gap. I remember in 1997 when Sanjay Bikhchandani, the founder of InfoEdge, started Naukri.com. Online and was a new term that time, but he built that across where organizations could list their openings and people can apply online. Then came in 2009, which is Quora, which I represent from. Quora started with a vision where they could share knowledge on internet, right? So you have knowledge in books, you have in CDs, but now how do you get it on the platform is where Quora started with. So you have to be an innovator in India. So India has been a legacy of BPOs and software companies, but today, if you become an innovator, is the right chance for you to be in this ecosystem. So India can help you. So India has about 140 crores of population, out of which 70 crores is already online. And out of that, 90% is on mobile. So India has a great digital ecosystem for you already built up. The government has built up Digi Yatra, we have Digi Locker, we have UPI, we have UHI, which is a great platform which we can build on upon. And college is the right starting point because you'll have fresh, you'll have a lot of ideas within you which you can build that across. It gives you a lot of freedom to explore what is there in your mind, right? So, people are there, investors are there for you to give money. India is a lending organization or a lending country. Investors are ready to invest on your company only if you have a great, strong strategy for execution, because ideas are there enough in the world. Everybody has an idea, but only successful people are those who can execute it very well, implement it, and have a strong, hard flow of implementing that in the digital system, right? So what I would suggest is you build an MVP, which is a minimal viable product. Build that across, launch it, test it, use digital marketing because that is a most economical and a viable marketing system for you. It can also help you analyze a few stuff, right? So now let me just focus and help you understand what are the other categories or industries which you could look to be a startup or an entrepreneur. So if you don't have an idea but want to build or you want to have an experience, I would suggest you to join startup organizations. I joined Cora, was a founding member. I have designed invoices, which is a very basic thing. I have designed sales processes. I have designed operation processes for the organization. So startups gives you the ability to put your ideas, gives you the freedom to come and put your ideas. You gain that experience, and with that experience, probably you then can think of having your own startup, right? ESOPs, which come within a startup, which is a part of a share, they make you a shareholder of the organization. So that motivates you to make a successful organization. Obviously, it gives you a financial freedom if your company gets listed and you make money out of it, right? So that's why you can join startups if you want to gain that experience. Okay. So what are these industries which you could look forward for and have a huge scope today in the economy system? First is financial systems. We have UPI, which is a great design done by most of the people. You have robotics, which you could look at. You have AI as an industry. You have nanotechnology, which will grow up. You have uh, IoT, which is Internet of Things. So if you have things around you, if you can build smarter things with a technology into it, that's a great scope. So I'll leave you with one last thing, which is content consumption. Today we consume a lot of content today through mobile and through laptops. A person is known by his search history. So I would love and ask you to do a dipstick study today when you go back. Please pull out your history, see what you have read for the last 30 days. Okay. It could be on a mobile, it could be on the laptop. So you can divide it in two parts, which is positive content and a negative content. What is positive content? Which, content which you're reading, which aligns you to your goal. Could be, having a job, could be starting a startup, could be joining anything else. So see how much of positive content are you reading and how much of negative content are you reading. It could be scrolls, it could be reels, it could be videos, which is pushing you away from your objective. So do a dipstick study, analyze your search history, and see where you are standing today. So with that, I would conclude that there's a huge potential, there's a huge digital economies, there's a huge digital backup by the Prime Minister. Put your thoughts, put your ideas, join a startup. That could be a great career to start, have experience, and grow yourself. So I would leave with the last quotation, which is, what you consume consumes you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir, for such an informative address. We have with us Mr. Saurav Shah, Vice President, Human Capital Haver, for our next guest talk. Mr. Saurav Shah is a human capital management expert specializing in organizational development, change management, people strategy, talent acquisition, and development and engagement. He has spent more than 15 years in office experience serving global customers in America, India, China, and Europe. In his career, Mr. Shah has worked with Capita, Bhutan Motors, Tata Technologies, to name a few. Mr. Shah has won various accolades, which include 101 Most Fabulous HR Leaders in India by World HRD Congress, Top 100 Emerging Future HR Leaders by People Matters in 2012 and 2013, Industry Ambassador by Amity University, and Employee of the Year at Bhutan Motors, among others. Recently, he was appointed as a jury for the first national level HR Excellence Awards organized by Pune Business School of Pimpri Chindwad Education Trust. It is my pleasure to invite you, sir, for your talk on understanding employer expectations, key insights for campus placement preparation. Sir, please.
Thank you so much. A very good morning to one and all present here. It's indeed my privilege, it's indeed a privilege and honor to be part of this amazing leadership conclave and a futuristic talent development initiative by Amity University, Gwalior. So, I'm going to touch upon something which is very, very close to most of us sitting in this room, that what do these people sitting in the front row expect out of us as students? Kya chahiye inko, right? So I'm going to touch upon those aspects of hame kya chahiye, what do we look at, so that, when you guys come and have a conversation with us, you will find it easier to have that conversation. And then it will be more like the three idiot conversation. Acha, ye to batao salary kitna loge? Okay. So, with that as a context, VC sir touched upon something beautiful, which spoke about that you are responsible for anything which is happening to you. Because I am a firm believer that मंजिलें उन्हीं को मिलती है, मंजिलें उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है, मंजिलें उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है, पंखों से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों में उड़ान होती है. So, my dear friends, thank you so much. So, I'm going to touch upon a few. अब शेरो शायरी खत्म, थोड़ा भी काम की बात करें. So, I'm going to touch upon something very, 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 very important from your standpoint as students. And there are a few pointers I have listed down in terms of what do we really look at. So, first and foremost thing which I need you to realize is academic content. Your academic effectiveness is extremely critical. You got to have your conceptual clarity, because what we are going to understand about you is from your clarity of the concept. A lot of times, postgraduate students or even engineering students, when I interview them in the fourth year and I ask them, some question related to first year, the typical answer is, sir, wo first year mein padha tha. Sir, wo graduation mein padha tha. But my dear friends, remember, only that is going to be the USP which you will have. The knowledge which you are gaining over a period of time of your education. Because education is the investment you're making in terms of time, effort, money. So it is very important to have conceptual clarity. You can't have the induction motor scenario of Three Idiots, right? How does the induction motor start? Drrr, right? So you've got to have conceptual clarity. It is very important, my dear friends, to make sure that your concepts are very clear. Because yes, you may not be able to use your concepts directly into what happens in the corporate, but the application of it will be understood only if you know the concepts clearly. The second bit, which is extremely important, is the skill part of it. How different are you in terms of the skill? And I have a very simple math for this. There might be 10 different colleges in Gwalior. Sure, 10 colleges. Every college would have 100 students. Average, 1,000 students. Imagine the number of cities in Madhya Pradesh would at least have 10 other colleges. So 1,000 into 10 is 10,000. How many states in India? So 30 pakad lo. 30 into 10 into 10. So the USP is going to be the skill. How different are you going to be amongst those lakhs of students for us to make sure that the thousands of jobs which are available. So remember, there are lakhs of students and there are thousands of jobs. How are you going to make a difference from a skill standpoint? The third important aspect is attitude. How positive is your attitude? How do you come across as an individual? I can do it is the right attitude. Only I can do it is the negative attitude. So how do you build that positive attitude? How do you build that positive outlook? Because remember one thing, life is going to be difficult. There is going to be up and down. But if you face it with a positive optimism, that is what is going to contribute to your attitude. So it's important to build in the right attitude. And this attitude is reflected as part of the conversation which you're having with us as part of the interview process. So, so that's really important in terms of your knowledge, skill, and attitude. The second aspect of it is your project. You guys would have opportunity to work on different projects. Make sure that there is no collaboration in those projects. You focus on developing yourself in those projects, going deep into your projects, and making sure that you have really learned through that process, because again, that is going to be important for you to represent your experience when you talk to recruiters like us. The third bit, and the most important bit from my perspective, is how do you come across from an ethics and value standpoint. And again, I would really earnestly request you to consider that people who are interviewing you would probably have seen a few more years than you and would understand when they talk to you whether you're really genuinely speaking or you're creating a fake environment around. Because from my perspective, character is one's behavior in the dark. So that self-realization is very important, and then it will help you go a long way in terms of your employability. The next few aspects, Rashmi ma'am touched upon the communication skills. Again, extremely critical. It is very important that you're able to speak, you're able to communicate what you want to say. Unless you're not able to tell us, we will not understand the knowledge, the skills, the experience you have gained over the years. So important aspect, focus on your communication skills. Don't feel shy. If you're not able to communicate, start working on it, because this is the time you have. Probably after 6 months, the time will be gone. So focus on your communication skills. The global awareness, what's happening in the world around. Again, an important aspect to know about current affairs. This is going to help you in the conversation. This is going to help you in the interview process. What's happening in the world around? What's happening in the economic, scenario standpoint? What's happening from a political standpoint? So it is very, very important to make sure that you are well read, because whatever gets consumes you, right? So it is very important to kind of make sure that you continue reading the right things. Very important, and I think Amity University Gwalior has taken a huge step already. Make sure you build your relations and you start working on networking, because that is very important. We've got amazing tools available, social media tools which you can use to make sure that you connect with professionals. And please do not connect with professionals only for a job. A day before your interview, do not connect with them. We will not have time to look at those requests. But if you have built a connection over a few months, then of course we will have that time to invest in you and talk to you. It is not that we don't want to, but it's just the paucity of time. So with that, I will conclude. Of course, there are a lot of other bits around initiatives and how tech savvy you are. So all of those are critical aspects. Do not forget the knowledge, skills, attitude, behavior, communication skills, being tech savvy, being well read. I'll conclude by an amazing poem which is an inspiration to me, which goes like this: to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear the unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to love the pure and chaste from afar, to right the unforgivable wrong, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach that unreachable star. This is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless that place is, no matter how far. To fight for the right without questions, without pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I think we are on for a heavenly cause. So put your heart and soul into this. This is your opportunity to make yourself proud, make people around you proud, and make the country proud, because the country is because of you and the future is in your hands. All the very best. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for such an insightful and motivating address. It is our pleasure to have with us Mr. Prabhanjan Kumar Prasoon, Head Talent Acquisition, Sopra Steria, for our next guest talk. Mr. Prasoon has distinct strength in managing high volume, niche, and leadership hiring in IT. He's adept in transformational and digital HR as much as in traditional and transactional HR. His expertise includes cost-effective, qualitative, and just-in-time hiring, creating hiring strategies and processes, recruitment transformation, accelerating employee referral programs, social media hiring, team development, and management. Mr. Prasoon joined Sopra Steria, India in 2011 to lead and establish the PMG department. Prior to that, he held various key positions in RMG, which is Resource Management Group at Birlasoft. He has an additional degree of Bachelor's of Music from the Allahabad University with expertise in vocals. He has also been recognized as top HR Mind in 2020. May I now invite you, sir, for your talk on effective interview techniques, mastering the art of impressing recruiters. Sir, please.
Thank you for this wonderful introduction and good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. That's the kind of energy I'm expecting from the young people. So, the topic which had been given to me is effective interview technique and how to, mastering the art of impressing the recruiters. Let me tell you, there is no thumb rule, right? When you deal with humans, there is no thumb rule. Remember this. What I'm going to talk about is some guidelines, some tips which we have learned in our industry and which we have seen, people talking about from an expectation perspective. So, first of all, I would like to say one thing, one small stats that it takes at least 2 to 3 interviews before you get a final job. Okay, so even if you fail in one of the interviews, don't feel that, okay, I'm not going to get anything. So this is what stat says. This is not what I'm saying. The stat says that at least 2 to 3 interviews you will have to go through to finally get an offer. Right? Since we have a limited time, I will not talk too much on the stats part. But before I talk about certain techniques, one thing I would like to definitely tell to each one of us, including me as well, we should believe that I am the driver of my own career. And that's something which is going to be extremely important. Each one of us need to drive, whether you are in institute or you are in corporate world, we all need to drive our own career. Others can help us, to get the desired success. So, when it comes to impressing the interviewer, when it comes to getting successful in an interview, I define it a race technique, race, right? RACE. When I talk about race, R means readiness. How much ready you are for the interview. Have you done enough research about the organization? That is something which is very, very important. So let's say if you are going to appear an interview for Tata Technologies or Cura or Sopra Steria, have you researched enough? And again, one statistic says that 47% of candidates don't clear the interview because they don't have any clue about the organization. So be ready, do enough research about the organization. That's very, very important. Also prepare and understand some of the common questions. Today, a lot of information are available on net. You can also talk to fellow, students or any industry experts. What are certain common questions? Prepare yourself accordingly. There are many such questions available. Be ready. Readiness is the first step. Second is A, which is authenticity. Be genuine and authentic. Don't try to be over smart sometime. People try to give a lot of information which is even not needed. Justify your resume. Whatever you have written in your resume, you should justify that. So it's very, very important. Express smartly what is being asked. Remember this. So authenticity is extremely important. C is calmness. And I always tell people that this is one of the most important things. Be confident and calm. Use certain meditating techniques. Breathe in, breathe out. That works, huh? Even we do before going for a presentation in front of the senior management or sometime with the customers. It helps. Remember, no one in this world is perfect, who is always confident. So, when you are going for any interview, before that, practice some techniques, whatever helps you, be calm. That's very important. Make eye contact. That's again very, very important. It's very important. I have seen many candidates talking here, there, not in the eye. It shows that sometime, and I've heard from many uh, panel members that why did you reject this guy? Seems such a brilliant profile, and even I have seen the test score. It's fantastic. I have often heard from the panel members the guy seems to be fake. Yeah, he was not making an eye contact. It seems he is not confident. It seems that I'm not comfortable about this guy. This is what I've heard from many panel members. So it's very important. Small thing, just make an eye contact. Practice it. Many people feel that how will I make eye contact? And especially, let me be very honest with you, when it becomes male and female, often I have seen girls, I've gone to many colleges, they don't make an eye contact. They feel a little shy when a male member is standing in front of her as a panel member. And last thing is expressions. I know someone has, the bell has been already rung, so I'm running out of time. Expressions. Express yourself. Express your curiosity intelligently. Remember this word, intelligently. You have to show that you are curious. But again, it has to be very, very intelligently put across. Sometime being too ambitious also fires back in interview. So, I have seen again panel members saying that, oh, this guy is too ambitious. He is not going to fit. It seems I'm hiring him for this particular role. I don't know whether he's going to stay there for 6 months, 1 year. So it's very important. Whatever you are talking, expressing yourself. Expressing is very, very important, but expressing intelligently. That's very, very important. So remember race, readiness, authenticity, calmness, and expression. These are something which is very, very important. Apart from, of course, subject matter, expertise, all those technical knowledge, skills, etc. I'm not going to talk about those things, but I think these four things are very, very important. So all the very best to each one of you for your future, and thank you, Amity. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful address. Last but not the least, we are delighted to have with us Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary, Senior Manager, Human Resources and Talent Development Group, hashed in by Deloitte, as our next great guest speaker. Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary is an experienced HR professional with 20 years track record of developing and implementing learning and talent management strategy to large organizations deploying at scale. Mr. Chaudhary has versatile exposure to HR practices and has served multiple Fortune 500 organizations across information technology, banking, financial services, and education industry. Ms. Chaudhary has been the recipient of Hashdin Leadership Excellence Award, DXC's Champs Award, MetLife's Leaders Award, and also Amity Alumni Association bestowed on him Amity Professional Excellence Award in 2018. He is a proponent of the industry academia interface and visits educational institutions to deliver professional development sessions. May I now invite you, sir, for your talk on artificial intelligence and how it's going to impact campus hiring. Sir, please.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Sandeep and I represent Ashton by Deloitte. It's one of the cloud-native companies providing modern software engineering services to global clients. It's a pleasure to be with you all. You know, being an Amitian and coming back to the alma mater is always nostalgic. And today I feel so very proud to be part of it. To me, I feel like this, at this moment, it's like a T20 game. I had, along with you, witnessed so many prolific speakers in the last 40 minutes, one after the other. And here's one that I've been handed over to keep up the momentum. I will try my best to do so. So, going back within the team, we were having this discussion. The topic is AI in campus hiring. Do you know that why artificial intelligence has got a very high self-esteem? And the reason is obvious. It is always praised for its great intelligence. Now you can see what a great appreciation can do. Now the most important thing to see here is which intelligence are we talking about? It's human intelligence. AI is all about mirroring the human intelligence. And that's what is happening all around us. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you do think that you are already leveraging AI technology in your day-to-day life? Can I have a show of hands, please? Okay, great, great, wonderful. And I see also many who are still thinking that they would be using AI in time to come. But let me tell you, you have witnessed and experienced it many a times. Just to give you an example, when you make an UI payment, you are using an AI technology called computer vision. And just remember, when you play a song recommended by Spotify or Ghana.com, you are using deep learning. And my dear friends, when you go about doing online shopping with a click of a button, you are using reinforcement learning. Again, is an AI technology. Now, 9 to 10 months ago, if I take you back at Ashton, the entire core team, along with the campus hiring team, Shravya, we all were sitting and we discussed on how can we be a little better on going about and approaching the market. And that's when we realized through our data engineering capability that we have used predictive analysis, sourcing of the resumes or candidates, and also doing a little bit of scanning of resume through resume screening with a tool which was internally developed. And just another 12 months here, we have a lot in discussion about how do we involve AI or how do we evolve with AI in campus hiring process. Now, I will talk quickly about the trends and some implications that would have for all our stakeholders. So let's start with the university. First thing first, for the university, and the big change that is going to happen is the curriculum design, right? And we must have heard a lot about that, but my request or our team when we sat together found that we have to go to the basics. So my dear friends, if you are part of the engineering group, then you have to go to the basics on mathematical skills. You have to go to the basics on programming skills. You have to go to the basics of cloud-based AI services. Those are things that would be the key and would define how you become unique with respect to 19 other candidates sitting outside on the table. The next thing is, most importantly, you will find from the university standpoint that universities are going to have a great competition from one. In the geek economy, anybody can learn online, and we have edtechs who are focusing more on skills rather than knowledge. And corporates in times to come may not care much about degrees and postgraduate programs. So skill is going to be important. So hands-on important. So universities needs to focus on that. The second stakeholder for us, most importantly, is students. Right? For students, I think tailored-made jobs are going to come. You will often see resume builders. You will often see mock interview preparation through AI. You will often see lazy job hunt. You can apply to many companies at all together. But let me tell you, the way you hunt the job is the way you do the job, and corporates know about that. And lastly is about the organization. Of course, we have seen and we are going to see that streamlining of the candidate's entire interviewing process. We are going to use an AI-based assessment, so you need to be ready for that. And most importantly, we are going to have predictive analysis as to whether the candidate is going to accept the offer or not, and how long the candidate is going to stay in with the organization. So having said that, I think for all the students out here and for all of us sitting under this roof, I think the most important thing is lifelong learning. Continue doing that. Second is the jobs will evolve. You will have new set of jobs. Job descriptions will change. So keep an eye on that. And lastly, you have to be very, very ethical. I think our leaders already have spoken about that. We have heard about the race, and we have to move from artificial intelligence towards intuitive intelligence, which is again the human intelligence. And for that, I think Prasun has already spoken. It's about meditation. I think nothing can beat meditation as a key to develop human intelligence. So with that, back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for such an interactive talk. Now we request the audience to share their insights about the guest talk. Those who are interested, kindly raise your hand. Even the faculty members are allowed to do so.
The volunteers are requested to please take the mics to the interested audiences. Volunteers, please. Please raise your hands. Students who are interested in speaking, could you please stand if you don't mind? Could you please stand up? You are interested? You're interested in speaking? Please stand up. Proceeding further, campus placements are a crucial component of the higher education system, serving as a bridge between academic institutions and the corporate world. These placements provide an opportunity for students to secure employment with esteemed organizations even before they graduate. Campus placements serve as a crucial link between students and potential employers, providing a smooth transition from academia to the professional world. They play a significant role in shaping students' careers and are a reflection of the quality of education and employability prospects offered by the education institutions. For students, campus placements represent an exciting opportunity to begin their professional journey on a positive note. It also offers a chance to showcase their skills and knowledge, securing attractive job offers from reputable companies. While for organizations, they serve as a means to access fresh talent and groom potential employees for their workforce, saving them time and effort in the hiring process. A successful campus placement can significantly impact students' careers, providing a head start in the professional world. It offers financial stability, opportunities for growth, and a platform to apply their academic knowledge in real world scenarios. Our next agenda point, panel discussion, is aimed to understand campus placements from corporate perspectives so that we can plan and prepare our students accordingly. Now, the stage is set for further deliberation on this very pertinent panel discussion on what skills do you expect the students to have when they come from campus to corporate, and how to make graduating students employable for recruiters. As moderator for the session, we have with us Dr. Rajat Pathak, Director, Corporate Resource Center, Amity University, Madhya Pradesh. And joining us as panelists would be Ms. Reshmi Menon, Lead Early Talent India, Palo Alto Networks. Ma'am, please. Ms. Sandhya Purohit, Lead Campus Relations, Larsen & Toubro Technology Services. Ma'am, please. Mr. Manroop Singh Sami, Head Talent Acquisition and University Relations, X-Ray Corporation. Sir, please.
Mr. Gokulakana Narsimhan, Manager, Early and Career Recruiting, ABJ Service Now. Sir, please. Ms. Swati Sushilan, Senior University Recruiting Program Manager, UiPath. Ma'am, please. Ms. Shravya Shetty, Senior Recruitment Specialist, Hashed in by Deloitte. Ma'am, please.
Mr. Shashank Kumar, India Lead, University Relations and Early Career Hiring, Tata Technologies Limited. Sir, please.
Mr. Srivatsa Nagarajaya, Director, Talent Acquisition, Thrive Digital Health LLP. Sir, please.
And Ms. Zarna Trivedi, Head Human Resources, Pearsa Networks. Ma'am, please. May we now request Dr. Rajat Pathak to please take the stage for further proceedings. Thank you so much, sir.
So please. There you are. This way. Please, please, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I need somebody to give pen and paper to Ms. Zarna, please. Am I audible? Yes or no? Thank you so much. Honorable Chancellor and Chairman, Dr. Seem Chauhan, sir. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Lieutenant General V.K. Sharma, AVSM. Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. M.P. Kaushik. The Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Anil Vashisht. Dean Academics, Dr. R.S. Tomar. The Registrar of the University, Mr. Rajesh Jain. esteemed corporate delegates, directors of the institutes, fellow colleagues, and my dear students. Welcome to this enlightening panel discussion on the topic, what skills do recruiters expect the students to have when they come from campus to corporate? And how can we make the graduating students employable for the recruiters? As we all know, that placement plays a very crucial role in shaping the careers of the students by making them available to the potential employers. Today, we have distinguished panel of experts who will share their insights and thoughts on this topic. But before we begin, I'll request each panelist to kindly introduce themselves. Ma'am, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sandhya Purohit. I'm coming from L&T Technology Services. I'm based out of Mumbai. Very glad to be here and have a nice interactive session with you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Zarna Trivedi. I head the HR department with Versa Networks Bangalore. Pleased to be here and thank you, Amity, for this invite. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shravya from Hashin by Deloitte. I'm delighted to be part of today's Leadership Conclave event. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Sushant Kumar. I'm from Data Technologies. Thank you so much. Excited to be a part of the session.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gokul and I represent ServiceNow. Pleasure to be here and thank you, Dr. Rajat, for the invite and for all the arrangements. It's been a great experience so far.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rashmi Menon. I lead talent in Palo Alto. It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Swati and I manage the university recruitment program for UiPath. So thank you, Rajat sir, for inviting all of us.
Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Manroop here. I represent Xperi. I'm based out of Bangalore and I'm very delighted to be a part of this discussion.
So good afternoon. My name is Srivatsa Nagaraj. That's a long one, so people call me Sri. I'm with Thrive Digital. This is a US-based captive healthcare captive company. With them for the last 2 years, but probably the senior most in the lot, I think. I started my career way back in 1993 when IT was just booming here in India. So I look to learn from all of you, the new generation folks. Thanks, Rajat, for calling me.
Thank you. You keep it there. Keep it there. Thank you so much for briefly introducing yourself. Let's give a huge round of applause to all the panelists once again. And directly dive into our discussion. The corporate world is evolving rapidly and is demanding unique skill sets from the students. What, in your opinion, are the specific technical skill sets that students should have when they graduate from a campus to a corporate? And besides the technical skill sets, what are the soft skills which students need to have when they graduate from the campus to corporate? So I would request Ms. Swati Sushilan to give her views on this, please.
Sure. So while you're preparing for the campus interviews, right, it is important to know which is a company you're going to look at, what is the job description they are going to provide, which is the opening they are looking at. So you need to do that basic research first, okay? And according to that, you have to focus on technical skills which you need to prepare for getting an interview with that job, right? In general, if I have to say, definitely the skill sets which is mostly valued are the programming languages. They might have questions on database management systems. They might have questions specific on certain topics like AI or ML or anything which you have mentioned in your resume. So those are some things which the interviewers will be interested to look at, okay? But I would definitely say that you need to understand what is your interest area, which is the focus area you are going to take it in your career. Based on that, you will have to prepare the technical skills according to that, okay? Because it depends on company wise. Not every company will be interested to look at someone who is interested in having a knowledge in AI, right? There are certain companies where I come with UiPath, and we also are interested to see how many of them are interested to learn about RPA tools. Okay, so robotic process automation is something which is also booming in the market, and something if you have identified that as a topic, you need to have little bit knowledge when you're sitting for an interview process with any company who are working on the RPA technologies, right? So it lies in your hand to identify the focus area and the job description, what the company is going to provide. Based on that, have your preparations done. Okay. And in addition to that, like all our leaders were talking over here, and my industry friends were also communicating over here, the most important soft skills which they will be looking for is communication skills, which is what we have been reiterating right from the beginning, right? Along with that, there needs to be problem solving skills or adaptability and critical thinking. You need to have some networking with the organization, because all these are going to help you in making you a corporate successful person. You need to have exhibit like proper professional ethics, right? So these are some things which will also help you to be a well-rounded person in the corporate, and in future it will be a successful version for you.
Thank you so much. I mean, the first thing which she added was that you need to go and see the job description first of all, and prepare your plans accordingly for the company. Read the job description carefully, and then plan for the company. Thank you so much for this insight. We've also seen during campus placements that companies are normally interested to know from the corporate from the students as to what they have done during their internships. So my question is to you, Mr. Manru from Xperi, what role does practical experience or internship play in making students more employable? And how can universities foster such opportunities?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Pathak. Great question. First of all, why do you need internship? I'll give you answers in 4 stages. First is you need to apply your theoretical knowledge into practical knowledge. Obviously, you can learn in books. Just to give an anecdotal example, learn swimming. You know, all you need to do is move your hands, move your legs, and you float and swim. But what about it when you jump into the water? You can only know to swim when you actually jump into the water. Use your theoretical knowledge into your practical life. Point number 2, learn transferable skills, meaning team building, team bonding, or I would say project work. Learn those skills. You can transfer it from one organization to the other organization. It's irrelevant of which company you work, where you work, you can transfer those skills with you. Point number 3, and very important, network. Network is net worth. It's always said that. Remember, you are building a network with somebody who's there in the industry for at least about maybe 5 years, 6 years, or even 1 year. How does it matter? You are building experience with somebody who's already doing that work. And finally, you can get exposure to something which is a real life and take decisive actions on that. For example, if someone says Google is a great company, and it is a great company, how do you know that Google is very important for you? Or how do Xperi is very important for you? Learn about the company and then take decisive decisions about it. What corporates, what colleges can do, they can partner with the organizations. They can let students go for internships, be flexible in their careers or the curriculum. Start early. If you are going to hire someone for your own company, would you expect a fresher to start or somebody with an experience to start? Internship gives you an experience being a student and gaining an experience. So very important that even the colleges need to be a lot more flexible in terms of how the curriculum should be.
Sure. Thank you so much for this excellent insight. I'm sure the students are going to help a lot from this. We often hear from our corporate fraternities during campus placements. They say that perhaps the students were not prepared, or that they were not ready, or that there is a huge gap between their theoretical knowledge and the practical application. So how can an educational institution strike a balance between providing theoretical knowledge and practical application to bridge that gap between academy and industry? So my question is to Ms. Zarna Trivedi. Your perspective on this would be valuable, please. Can we pass some other mic, please?
Thank you for this question. I think it's a very important question that every organization, and I mean, from an organization point of view, from their expectations point of view, and meeting, I mean, filling the bridge with the college. Students always ask this question that what is that we need to do to, fill the bridge, or maybe a college asks this question. My simple thing is that try to network with your corporate mentor. Your college is already providing you that platform. Make the best use of it. Have interaction with them. Try to understand what happens in the real time world. What you understand in college, what you go through is all theoretical knowledge. It is no doubt important, but at the same time, when you go to the corporate, there are certain expectations from you to learn and know, irrespective of whichever field you are from. For example, understanding basics of Excel, right? If you have opportunity to learn Power BI, gain those skills, communication skills, right? Apart from the technical knowledge, you also have to have basic of business communication, because these are the skills which are going to be really useful to, irrespective of whichever field that you are into. Not only that, maybe college should also introduce them to the real time world of the JDs for each stream. In finance, somebody tells me, some interns tells me that, I'm finance is not my cup of tea. When I asked her why, she said, because I'm not good at number. But let me tell you, friends, finance is not just about the number. Being in HR, I have to deal with numbers too. And I have not taken finance because I never liked number, right? But when I got into HR, I realized that number is the first thing I have to be thorough with. There is no other way, right? So if college introduces them to JD for each and every stream, they would get the clarity about what is happening in which area, what are the other areas that I can really focus on. So these are the some of the things that I think would definitely help you filling the bridge. And the most important thing is always keep learning, have the right attitude in place. Don't consider it as 9 to 5 job. Literally, it is up to you to gain the best out of the pool that is there in front of you. So all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. I mean, indeed a great insight. See, the point which ma'am made, it's very important for all of us to understand, and that's the reason why we have called the third semester students for this, because you have now come in your second year. This is the right time and the right time to understand the expectations of the corporate world, so that you can prepare yourself accordingly. Moving on, what does communication and interpersonal skills, what role does communication or interpersonal skills play in the corporate world, and how can students be better prepared for this? My question is to Ms. Shavya Shetty. I would like you to please throw some insight on this.
So in today's corporate world, effective communication and strong interpersonal, skills are very important. So, understanding that and practicing these essential skills are very important, like professionalism, teamwork, and empathy, cultural awareness, critical and analytical thinking, and emotional intelligence. So these skills influence on view. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So how we present ourselves, also how we interact and converse with others, forming the basis for healthy work relationships, and also adding to the organizational success. Hence, understanding the importance and enhancing the skills are very important for our personal and professional growth. So now organizations are going through the rapid changes. In the few years, they have gone through the important transformation because of the pandemic. So the need for being empathetic and resilience is has been very important.
So today we follow, a hybrid work model where we interact with the one another virtually. Um, on a different online platform, right? So understanding and learning this digital soft skills are very important. That means being, patient, and also, using this, having an understanding of digital etiquettes. So as we grow up, we have developed certain interpersonal skills and have used them in different situations. So as professionals, it's very important to, further improvise and nurture these abilities. Okay. And also, to improve our interpersonal skills, self-awareness and active listening is very important. The the When we practice these two skills, the more we understand about ourselves, and also we will start understanding from others' perspective, which helps in working efficiently with each other, and also handle the conflicts constructively, and build a rapport and trust with others. So, coming to the students, right, how you can develop your interpersonal skill. So, as a first step, definitely you should self evaluate on your own strengths and weaknesses, and also understand how you interact with others, what are you good at, and also how you can improve. Further, definitely you have to practice on active listening and communicating efficiently with others. Also, start participating in group activities, also the competitions, which will help you develop the skills. Further to that, you can also attend the workshops which is related to the personality development. And apart from that, please take the constructive feedbacks from the people around you, from which you can learn and develop yourself. Also, universities can further help by supporting the students by introducing some some sessions, like engagement sessions, alumni connects. So these will help. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See, talking out there would not help. The first thing which I want you guys is to listen. They said that listening is very important. Unless and until you listen, you'll not be able to, comprehend as to what is happening here. And this is for your benefit. So my humble request to all the students out there is to listen here as to what is happening. Don't talk amongst yourselves, number one. Number two, interpersonal skills, as she said, is very important. The world outside the walls of university is not bed of roses. It's very tough outside. Unless and until you communicate and you communicate well, communication is complete only once whatever you want to say is received by the other. So communication, as she rightly mentioned, is critical and very important. Improve upon the skills of communication. My next question is to Ms. Sandhya Purohit. See, with the ever-changing nature of job requirement, I want IT to please fix this noise which is there. With the ever-changing nature of job requirements, students need to constantly upskill and remain competitive. Are there any leadership qualities or teamwork skills that you look for in a potential hire? Number one. And how can we as a university foster the development of such qualities in our students?
Very good question. And the first thing, like we all should acknowledge that we are in a constantly changing world. I mean, you are a student today, you are a student tomorrow, and you will be a student forever. And this attitude is something that you need to embrace. Second thing is, what, as you said, what are the leadership qualities, or what are the qualities an organization looks forward when a student joins? I mean, everyone said what happens before the person joins. But if you have joined and you are a very complacent person and you need to be spoon fed every time, that's not what we are looking out for. We are looking out for people who are self starters, who want to take the first step. That first step could be towards finding a tool, finding the right way to do it, or even learning what goes with it. Okay, so that is something as a leadership quality we want the students to imbibe in themselves. And even as a university, how can you imbibe that? How to take that first step, how to not wait for someone else to take it up and then you follow. Learning has become very democratized today. You don't have to depend on only one source of knowledge. I mean, unfortunately, in our days, we had only one way, either a book or a college. But these days, you have all the Coursera's, Unacademy, and Cruise site, and you name it. I mean, we have seen people having 20 Coursera certification being a fresher. Yeah. So that's good because he has gone through all that. He has realized that that is important for his first job. So that has helped in the ecosystem, and I think you all should take benefit of it. Again, underlying, if you are complacent, no one is going to come and help you. So that quality, be it a leadership quality, be a good employee quality, is something that you should learn. I think you being in the second year, right time for you to do a self evaluation. Like he was saying, what is your browsing history, right? That defines you as a person. Here, when are the times that you have taken the first step and stopped being complacent? Please do that self realization. You will automatically reach there where you want to. Thank you.
So very much. Indeed, I mean, you're right that self motivation from within is going to drive all these students out there in the market. Thank you so much. My next question is pertaining to adaptability. See, during COVID-19, we had seen that the way campus placements used to happen before COVID-19 and after COVID-19 has a huge difference with the surge of virtual campus placements. And we as a university also had to adapt to it the way you guys have to adapt to it. So my question is for the adaptability, and this question goes to Mr. Gokul. How important is adaptability and willingness to learn in the cooperative in the corporate world, and how can students be encouraged to develop these qualities?
Thank you once again for having me here. But I think a very interesting question, and I want to just rephrase it a little bit. I don't think it's specifically just for the students, right? I think all of us sitting here and all of us sitting there, and I think we are forced to adapt on a daily basis. So it's just part of the journey. I know Charles Darwin spoke about survival of the fittest, but I think in today's generation, I think it's you survive only if you're able to adapt. Doesn't matter if you're fit, if you're intelligent and strong and all of it. Unless you're able to adapt to change, I think survival becomes very difficult. And especially with generative AI and chat GPT, you don't even know what is going to come across to you in the first place for you to be able to plan to adapt and all of it. So from an adaptive perspective, it's very, very important once you get into a situation. And I know from a student perspective, I think all of you are already doing it. Like when you entered into Amity, you had to adapt to a very different lifestyle than what was outside of Amity. So similarly, when you step into a corporate world, it's going to be a very similar process. And as far as adaptability is concerned, it's not like a destination. It's going to be a journey all through life, with different stages as you grow up the ladder in a corporate or in a professional setup. You are required or you're forced to actually adapt to a lot of different situations. And all along, I think a lot of them spoke about the importance of learning, and I think that's one aspect that's really, really going to help you go through with it. And if you look at it from an overall human sense perspective also, I think this particular feature, not just in a corporate setup, but in your overall development, it's really, really going to help you as you go through the journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know what? Survival for the fittest. Survival for the fittest is the mantra, and adaptability is the key to it. Now, I'm really looking forward to the answer of my next question because it is directly related to my own department, the placement department, the CRC department. Now, the question is, how can a placement department of a university better assist the students in finding the job, and how can we ensure that we are making the professional brands out of them? My question is to Ms. Reshmi Menon for this.
Thank you. Thanks for this question. So yeah, first thing all from the campus I want is you need to know what your students are and you need to bifurcate them. The moment you bifurcate them, you know where they need to be placed. If you don't bifurcate, then it's going to be difficult. So bifurcate them based on product or whatever it is. That's the first thing that campus should do, and it will be helpful for us to do. The next thing, having a good resume, which is not lengthy but says about who you are, because that's the first thing that comes to us, and that says who you are. So help them to understand how to write a good resume, and also to understand, have a one-to-one session with them, understand their strengths, weaknesses, help them to overcome that weaknesses so they are ready for the interview. Have a lot of mock interviews done, not internally but also externally. There are different platforms that they go through so that they know they're ready for an interview, because right now you see candidates are very scared. Sometimes they forget certain things or they're not really industry ready. So we want you to help them out to be industry ready by something like how you're doing right now, the mentor mentee, giving them an opportunity to have a good crisp resume and letting them do a lot of mock interviews so they're ready for it. And last but not the least, communication, and also having the right skill and attitude, because skill to some extent at least we can somehow manage to train them, but without the right attitude I don't think none of us will pick any of these students. So the right attitude is something that we really look forward to the candidates.
Thank you. I assure you that going forward, I plug in those loopholes in my students so that the probability and the possibility of them getting placed with Palo Alto is on the higher side. Okay. We all know that AUMP, our campus, is conducting this leadership conclave for the first time. My question is, what role does networking and building professional relationships play in securing employment? And are there any platforms, similar platforms, which we can have wherein we can, provide such platform to our students where more such exposure and practical experience can be given? I would like Mr. Sushant to please throw some light on this.
Thanks, Mr. Rajat. So, in fact, a lot of universities, being a university, of course, you get that leverage to always play that around. Okay, with colleges, of course, you have certain limitations and all, but being a university, definitely have that leverage to work around on your courses, work on your programs, on your electives, and run certain initiatives which could be more industry oriented. So there are certain programs which, in fact, a lot of companies does. In fact, we in paratechnologies, we are running certain initiatives, like we are building COE labs. It's called Center of Excellence Labs, establishing in various colleges, universities, tying up with them, running FDP programs like Faculty Development Program, Train the Trainers Program, and guide the students what exactly as an organization we need, so that they are groomed on those particular technologies at in-house at the college itself. So that, because as someone rightly in the beginning of the session also introduced, if the is about not only the job of the institution, but as a corporate also, we need to take that initiative. That was, we need to come 2 steps, then only the university or the student can come 4 steps, right? So those aspects as an industry we are trying to take care of, and then colleges or university can get associated in terms of MOUs or COEs with the corporates, build certain programs and electives which could be very fruitful for the students. Like you could have an elective in RPA or a Blue Prism, which is more related to RPA, UiPath and on. So there are different, or you can have similar into data science, AI, or such technologies into IoT. So there are n number of technologies where college can collaborate with the universities, with corporates, so that this bridge is the gap which is there, which can be bridged by these certain initiatives. Apart from that, as you guys are running this program as well, which is in fact the first time you guys are running, and in fact there are, with NAP policy coming into picture, that gives you a lot of bandwidth to build POPs, which is professor of practice, or you can have people from the industry coming into the advisory bodies, board of studies, and working around the curriculum. And of course, the mentorship program is something which I really personally like, because you're kind of mapping the resources. Okay, that's really very cool, because in fact I do a lot of mentorship in various these schools and all. So when you get to mentor according to my time, or I'm able to take the session for those students whom I am mentoring. So that's really wonderful you guys are doing. And regular interactive sessions with industry leaders coming around, having tech talks, or people from the businesses from various industries, they coming and doing technical talk series. Workshops is something which is also important. So maybe you can look out to have workshops coming out from the industry professionals, where they do hands-on learning workshops. I remember when I was engineering, we used to have those days in electronics networking workshops. So those days Cisco and all used to do a lot of networking workshops. So 2 days, 3 days workshop used to happen, and we used to see how the routers, the protocols, and all are functioning. So similar nowadays, of course, technology is and something related to now also they can see, observe, and then they can maybe people from the mechanical industry, if they are able to see those changes in the EV industry, or maybe in the design, embedded technology, and so they get those hands-on workshops knowledge, of course, and of course I would invite all of the students to participate in all the hackathons which happens every year by a lot of companies. In fact, we are running a hackathon. The last closing date is 31st August. So all of you can enroll. It's called Innovent. The registrations are open. So people can participate in such hackathons, win prizes. Apart from that, get opportunity to work on real-time case studies and scenarios, wherein and you are able to present to the corporate. So that gives you a real boost in confidence and all. You can participate in a lot of competitions, which are national level competitions. Like Baha is a competitions for mechanical students, where they build an ATV, and that has a race in Pritampura, Indore. Supra happens in F1 circuit in Noida. So students can participate in such initiatives, and college can support them by collaborating and doing such initiatives, pushing certain, and can have certain clubs, okay, especially for students, and they can be categorized into different clubs, and through that they can really work around. I think I'm going too long, but yeah, thank you so much.
No, Baman, your points are well taken, very deep insight though, and I have completely noted it, and we'll ensure that we move forward in that same direction. Uh, my last and the next question is to Shivat sir. Shivat sir had been coming to our campus from last 8 years now. He was part of Tech Systems, and he was the first one to give us the highest package that time in 2015-16 of 8 lakhs. So my question to you, sir, is what advice would you give to the graduating students so that they stand out in the competitive market and they're more employable?
Stand out or stand in competition?
They should beat the competition.
Okay. I think a lot of do's have come in, right? From morning, it's been like overwhelming to listen into. You should have this, you should do this, all right, right? Everything is the right point. Go on clicking on it, and for sure you'll land in a job. You land in a job, but does that job carve out to be a career for you, right? Career to career, couple of alphabets in here and there. If it is not a career, you would have to carry it all throughout your life. So just be very candid, clear about what do you want in life and what do you need. Want and need are just two English words, right? What do you want? Normally, I have been away from interviews for time now, but those days when I used to interview typically computer science graduates, right? I used to say, what do you want to be? I want to be an IoT engineer. Good, great. So let's talk about object-oriented programming. What do you know in C++? See, I want to be an IoT engineer. I don't want to use C++. Does that work? Probably I want to be a big data engineer or a data analyst, whatever. Can you put a simple query in SQL? SQL, why? So it's all about just say probably if you have listened in, if you have made your points, you would know like you should know your basics, right? You should have your basics right, right? And one big advice I give to students is don't ever lie. Right? This is a big word. Don't ever lie. But how do I get into a job if I don't lie? How do I get into a job if I don't lie? All of us have projects in our profile, right? Yes, no. Right? So it's a team of 2 or 3 people who would have put the time, effort to complete that particular thing. And each one of you would have done in portions everything, right? I would have say probably gone, got the photocopy done, somebody would have binded, somebody would have say burned the midnight oil to put all the things together. Yes? But all the 3 or 4 of you would have your projects in there. You get caught there. So there should be equal amount of contribution. Just photocopying doesn't take you there. Probably it will give you access to 4 more photocopy shops, not more than that. So I mean, don't lie there. Be truthful to yourself as to what you know. Right? Again, what you know is again a big thing. I'm just say probably I may take more time than
please.
Gyan session hai, to thoda baat. So, what do you want, right? As one of my friends were telling here, know about the company. Even if you want to go to a restaurant today, you Google, right? What is the rating there? Should I not? What's the tastier food there? How many of you go Google, review, think, is this the company that I should work for? And again, from the other side, right? When my campus team or when my hiring team goes out, the biggest fear they have is, boss, I offer to 20, only 10 turn up. Correct? Each one of us have this problem, right? We offer 20 people, thoda borderline hai, chalo le lete yaar, dekhte baad mein kitna log join hote. That's every recruiter's mindset. Sorry, I'm opening something which I should not be, but yeah, that's a fact. That's because most of you don't know what you want in life. You would want to go and try, and believe me, if you go and try, you are inviting failures for yours. In today's industry, 1, 2, 3 things I would say. The first thing is stability, what everybody looks at, right? People jump jobs for mere couple of thousands in the very initial days of career, and that's going to be a part of failure. An average tenure of a fresher in a company is not more than 18 months, 16 to 18 months. But that's going to be a failure point when you grow up the value chain. So everybody spoke about communication skills, attitude. So in the IT part of it, we call it as competencies. And your technology is just one competency there. And competency is not something which can be taught over 3 months, 6 months. You have to plow it. It's a tree, it takes time to grow. Because you have to instill practice in that. Technology, that one competency alone you can learn overnight. If you want to learn Python programming, 10 days is maximum for somebody who's not a non-technical guy like me. I can learn Python in 10 days. But how do I learn how to communicate in 10 days? Is it possible? So probably for most of you in your 3rd semester, start practicing it now. All of us enjoy talking in the local language, pulling a slang out there, but yes, that doesn't take you where you want to. So start putting those things in practice. Start standing out. Create a brand for yours. How do I create a brand for myself? That's a different session that Rajat may organize. But create your own brand. There your networking, all your competencies, all those things can be displayed, articulated well. Right? And the last thing I would end it with this, okay? Don't be afraid of failures. And today's management mantra is fail first, fail fast. Because you'll cut your losses short if you fail first and fail fast. Imagine 10 years down the line, when you get into a job and 10 years down the line you fail, you are nowhere. Right? So fail first, fail fast. And again, the last thing is confidence. Be confident. At times, right, if you lie also, if you confidently lie, that flies too. So be confident. And what is confidence? Just some humor at the last bit of it. What is confidence? Anybody? I heard somebody telling confidence is 1 inch or 1 mm. What is 1 inch or 1 mm of confidence? Anybody? This is no confidence. This is confidence. That 1 inch of looking up is confidence.
Yeah.
That is 1 inch. And what is 1 mm of confidence? What is 1 mm of confidence? How many of you have seen Shilpa Shetty in her first movie? Not many? Everybody, nobody would want to acknowledge. Right? And from that first movie to her second movie, that 1 mm on her nose made a lot of difference. And that's where Shilpa Shetty is. Right? So, confidence and how you articulate and present yourself, growing your competencies is what I would say. Thanks, Ajay.
Thank you. I think Shashank wants to say something, please.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have 2 minutes. I'm following the time. So just to add to what on the do's and don'ts, so I thought let me tell you about this also. There is very interesting fact. If you feel, lot of you, if today I ask you to come and talk to us in a cabin, all of you will feel nervous because you will feel it in an interview. And sitting with the resume, if I call you, you would blabber or be nervous. All of you will be nervous. Okay. But the same, if I ask you to come for a tea or for a sutta break, probably you will not feel very hesitant or you will be not very nervous. Is it true? The difference is, and we chat over half an hour also, you will be very confidently talking to me, but just that we change and we both went to the interview cabin, the scenario would change. Do you know why? The reason is, whatever we are talking right now face to face, we're talking very genuine. That's why you are very confident, because you're not trying to blabber or being very flamboyant or trying to say very things which you don't know. You will be trying to be very genuine. When it comes to an interview, you try to broadcast something else, being someone else. On your articulate something else. Write on your resume, you write a lot of things which you would have heard of, but you are not. You would have seen people, their resume, somebody would have done, even similar to the project also, if you see, as he was talking about, that in a group, 4 or 5 people does a project. One guy, you will find that he was only involved in the operational activities. Okay, but that guy also writes about the entire project, all technical details and all. Obviously, he is going to flunk in the interview when someone picks up the project. So be very genuine while you write in your resume, not something which is trending in the market or which is trending or which is very hot topic in the market, hot skill, just it looks good on the resume, I want to write. NLP or TensorFlow or AI and blah blah, falana dimkana. I mean, that won't work. Please be very genuine. Whatever you know, write that only. You do not need to exaggerate and write, because that word you would have somebody heard and interviewer would be very keen and interested. He will genuinely ask that question, and there is where you get caught. So please be very careful. You will never be nervous or you will not be confident while you are giving the interviews in the interview room and all. Because it will be a 30-minute chat, just like that, over a cup of coffee somebody is doing in CCD. That's all.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, you're absolutely right. Round of applause for you. The bottom line is, what we heard from all of them is, the bottom line is that please don't fake. झूठ नहीं बोलना, कभी झूठ नहीं बोलना. नहीं आता है, tell that I don't know, I'll come back to you, but never lie. Thank you all for giving this valuable insight. Now, as we conclude this panel discussion, I would like each one of you to just give one key takeaway for the students who are preparing for the campus placements and who are right now in their second year, will be further, working on themselves. So, one key takeaway, starting from ma'am, you. Mike.
Okay, so one quick takeaway is understand your ecosystem and figure out which organizations you are interested in and start working towards it. It could be a plan A, B, C, but have them. It will help.
Thank you.
You have time.
Sure.
Well, I would just like to conclude it this way, that be true to yourself, and mention that in the resume, and understand what are your passion. Instead of which company is coming and I'll get placed first, don't run in that red race, because you might get placed today, but then you might regret it later. So just try to work out, analyze yourself, and understand, introspect as to what do you really want, and then go for it. Give your 100% or 200%.
Thank you. Thank you.
So whenever you start working on your placements, prepare for it, right? Don't only focus on technical skills, but also focus on other interpersonal skills. Develop on your personality development. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I would like to tell you that you need to focus on your strengths. Okay. Don't try to add so many things around being a jack of all trades and master of none. Try to focus on one point which you're very strong, one technology which you are very strong. Be focused and work around that. I'll just take another 1 second of it. Pick one skill which you are very comfortable. Entire profile build across it. I mean, when I talk about your resume, so move everything towards the same domain, your certification, your projects, your internship. It should look that you're trying to create a story for yourself, that this is the reason I was interested in this technology. So I did all of these things probably for this.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add on than what all of them have actually spoken, but just one thing. Don't take life too seriously. Okay, ensure you live it to the fullest. Rest all will eventually fall in place. So ensure you live every moment, and that's going to be very, very important when you look back.
True.
Learn something new every day and try to keep following it and keep up to the market. Know what's happening in the market. That'll help you out.
Okay, so there was a lot of information shared today, but what I would want to suggest or share to you guys is, don't be afraid of failure. Okay, if your first attempt of interview didn't go well, it's okay. Try to learn from that and then come back strong. So that is something which you will have to be thinking about. So don't be afraid of the failure. That happens for everyone. But how strong you're coming back, that is what makes you even more stronger. That would be my advice.
Absolutely.
Right. All of my colleagues here have spoken everything about what possible you can do. There's only one thing that I feel is very, very important. Have a very, very, very solid foundation. A solid foundation can build everything. There's a fort there outside. Dr. Pathak was showing me there. That fort is built for I think almost more than hundreds of years. That's just because a solid foundation was built. If you have a solid foundation, you have a solid career. So,
So what I would say is, if possible, take at least 10% of what is told today. That will make your life. Okay, simple. I think that's said on a lighter note. But guys, identify your passion, because you would not have to work if you follow your passion. In our country, because of our culture, most of you would have got into whatever course you would have got into because of peer pressure. Peer pressure for you, for your parents, for probably your mama kaladka who is already in the state side doing something. He has done his MBA, he has done his whatever. So at least now, when you have gotten, identify what is your passion there, because you have already got into it, or create something that you can grow up to. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Sam. I would now request Ms. Sarna to please sum up this panel discussion with your concluding remarks, please. Hope the mic works.
Thank you so much. I think it was a wonderful and eye-opening discussions you have, got very practical thought about each and every, from each and every individual as to what all to do, what not to do. It's very difficult for me to sum up in one line, right? So there are too many points that has come from a soft skill point of view, from the attitude point, keep learning, never give up, fight your fears, know the difference between need and wants, right? So I would just like to add a few points, if I may, do that. I feel that every college, need to introduce some basic additional workshop or courses, which I call diversity, equity, and inclusion, which includes something called unconscious biasness, right? Very, very important. Each of us need to understand what is unconscious biasness. We need to have our foundations ready for it. Apart from that, there is something called POSH, policy of sexual harassment, again very important, right? These are the kind of a course which will build your attitude right from the day one. Every organization will expect you to follow these guidelines, right? And more than anything, it will build the foundation for the right attitude that you will have, and that will you take you further ahead in your career. Otherwise, all I would just like to say on behalf of all of us is just follow your dreams, follow your guts, and believe in one statement, which I always say is never give up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Uh, now the house is open for the questions. I would request if anyone has any question, volunteers should have the mics with them. If anybody wants to ask any question, you can just take 5 questions, not more than that. Yeah, at the back.
Good afternoon, delegate. My question is to Mr. Narsingham. Sir, as Rajat sir already asked, I would just like to know that how important is networking, especially for our career growth? And can you please share with us some effective strategies to improve our professional networking, as we ourselves are going to be freshers to the corporate world?
Sure, I think good question, and a lot of my co-speakers also touched upon the importance of it. Please sit down here. Uh, I think networking is probably the fundamental thing to your adaptiveness when you get into a corporate world. By networking, not only do you learn what needs to be done, you also learn what you shouldn't be doing. That's when it's so these gossips, or we call it the water cooler conversations in the corporate term, right? That's where generally people go out for a chai break, like Sushant was saying, and get that networking done. Professional networking is very, very important, because that's where your brand building also happens. Like Sri sir was saying, when you network, you learn, you also let people know who you are. So networking is going to be very, very important as you go along. I think all of us here are already doing it. We already know each other, and I think yesterday we did a lot of networking ourselves because we have realized the importance of it. And I think kudos to Dr. Rajat. He's also planned it in such a way that we've had time to network. The reason why all of us are able to sit on a stage and then still speak comfortably and be comfortable with each other is we had that chance to network with each other. So it also improves your self-confidence in a way, and the way you want to project yourself. So that's going to be very, very important.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. So my question is to Miss Sandhya Purohit, ma'am. Ma'am, I'd like to know that if I were to apply for an MNC in a foreign country, then what skill set would you suggest me to possess, like in a diverse culture?
You want to apply in an MNC in a foreign country?
Right.
Okay. So get your basics in place first. Is it possible for me to apply? Okay. If it is, then do I have the right kind of degree, certifications which are required? Okay. And third thing, especially for international, one is the recognition that is important. Second is the the visa and all that formalities. Because if you directly want to work in an on-site location, there are a huge amount of compliances that come in place. So while preparing, you have to look at the entire gamut of possibilities. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. So one is your qualification. Second is your additional qualifications, which we said how you need to upskill. Third is your readiness, and then the compliances that you need to look at. And last but not the least, which is the organizations that you are trying to work. I mean, can you, you know, if there is an interview, can you actually talk to them about how you have implemented your skills? Like, I can give a very small example. I was talking to one young graduate, and he has completed his BTech in mechatronics. Okay, a lot to do with mechanical and plus automation is my understanding. And he said his father is a farmer, okay, a small farmer. So I asked him, okay, how have you helped your father through your knowledge? Then he was taken aback, first of all, and then he could not answer. Then I said, yeah, sometimes I would help this and that. And I said, no, with whatever you have learned, have you helped him in any automation of whatever he does? Okay, so if you are ready with some kind of you know, practical information, you will be able to better connect with the interviewer, and you will be able to because the interviewer wants someone who can start working. If you're able to provide those illustrations, nothing like it. Thank you. I guess I've answered your question.
No, thank you so much, ma'am. It was indeed a well elaborated answer.
Sir, if I can just add to this question,
Please.
I mean, what you say, I think apart from what Sandhya ma'am just mentioned, what is really most important thing to understand is the skills that you are applying for that country, because every country, you know, has specialized skills that they, skills employees or skills people that they will look out for. So you need to do a little bit of analysis as to you know, what are the skills that the country is really looking forward for, or what skills do you have, and that skill will match with which country, and accordingly you should apply, right? And then prepare yourself thoroughly for it and then go for it, because when you talk about applying in just a foreign country, it's really not that easy. It has a lot of preparations, time. It also demands a lot of financials, and it also takes away a lot of mental as well as you know, physical strength, right? So you really have to be prepared for it. You might not get succeed at once, but you really analysis is something that is a key over here about the skills, and then prepare yourself thoroughly so that you know, there are high chances of you getting through. So that is most important thing to. And if you are not kind of, and until the time, let's say if you are getting PR or whatever there, what will you do? Are you ready to do some part-time job, and at the same time, are you ready to upskill yourself, right? So those are the areas, or those are the things that you really have to keep in mind and be prepared, and give yourself that much time, because maybe your this MBA degree might not get you the job, because they might have some different requirement. They might want a candidate who have got the local degree, so then you might have to pursue some additional certifications. So those are the informations which are really important for you to gather, and then apply for it accordingly.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Last two questions, please. Sir.
Good afternoon, all delegates.
Excuse me. Stop, please.
Okay, I'll ask a question on behalf of all my students. So the question they come is, yes sir, मुझे आता सब कुछ है, सब समझ जाता हूँ, लेकिन मेरे को इंग्लिश नहीं आती। आप मुझे ये बताइए कि सर मैं अपनी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज कैसे इंप्रूव करूँ? हिंदी में सब समझा सकता हूँ। While he is speaking English, he continue two sentences in English. That's सब बाकी हिंदी में समझा दो। That is the problem with most of my students. They are from Hindi speaking belt. They are very intelligent, otherwise very good. But can you give them how to improve their English? I keep telling them something, but I think the same thing they hear from you, they'll be able to implement it better. Thank you.
Please. Yeah, please.
So, very, very important question asked. Very, very important. And let me tell you, I have also studied from Hindi medium school. So when I went for my plus two, I had two books of K.C. Verma, physics in Hindi medium and English medium. I was not aware what is velocity. मुझे वेग पता था. You know what is acceleration? I was not. I was aware of Twaran. So that's how I was facing a lot of difficulties. Three things I would like to say in very short. First, you should have this confidence in yourself that I will learn English. English is just a language, nothing else. Communication is a different thing. Knowing English is a different thing. So first of all, you have to have this mindset that I need to learn this language. If I can learn C, if I learn programming, why can't I learn English? That's number one. Number two, of course, learning means grammatically you will have to be very strong about that language. Second, practicing it. You know, start thinking in English. What happens today? You know, let's say if you're in college, in the classroom, तुम सोचते हो अच्छा अभी क्लास खत्म होगा कैंटीन जाऊंगा फिर शाम को पिक्चर जाऊंगा फिर ये करूंगा फिर वो करूंगा डोंट डू दैट स्टार्ट थिंकिंग इन इंग्लिश to yourself. Okay, so after this class I'll go to the canteen and then I'll watch a movie in the evening and then I have dinner and then I'll do that, I'll do this. Start thinking in English. Practice with yourself. That will boost your confidence, my dear, let me tell you. And of course there are certain things, vocabs and all those stuff, you'll have to work on it. But I think this is very important. First, you have to have confidence and mindset that I will learn this language. Second, start thinking in English. Third, practice it. Like someone was telling that when you're talking with your friends, whatever loose talk also, try speaking in Hindi. One of my friends, he is CTO in Minda, and when we were studying together, he used to speak English like, sir, may I do this? And we used to, make fun of him. Trust me, he never stopped doing that. And today he's at a top position in one of the companies and speaks fantastic English. So don't demotivate yourself if somebody is trying to pull your leg. Okay? Be confident. I think these are three things that I would like to suggest. Thank you.
Wonderful points. I think a few things from my perspective. One is you don't need flowery language to communicate. Jargons की जरूरत नहीं है. You don't need phenomenal vocabulary. You should be able to express in that language. So I think that is one thing which is very important to remember. And I was just Dean sir and I were speaking on the same topic, sir, when some time before, of how do we overcome this aspect. So one is, don't look at vocabulary, make it simple, keep it simple. बात सामने वाले को समझ आनी चाहिए. So that is one thing. Second is, challenge kahan, where the challenge is? The challenge is in speaking grammatically correct English. The challenge is not in speaking English. It is about grammatically correct English. You've got 6 months in your hand. Start with basic grammar books. Even if that means you have to go to the primary section or the middle school section, it is okay. Don't feel shy about it. So that's perfectly fine. Understand the logic behind the language. As sir said, right? C, C++, sab kuch kar rahe to logic pata hai. So understand the logic behind it. And third, a bit of contrary view to language, English language. There are jobs also available in the market which do not need you to speak excellent English. Now, the industry I come from, we are an AI IoT house. So we have our own product and we've been in existence for the last 6 years. Today, we command a 75% market share of our customers in the pulp and paper segment. Now, in my industry, my people on field, my people at plant, my people at customer side do not need to speak in English. they need to speak in the local language. So up north, I've got a lot of customers. जहां अगर मेरा बंदा English जाके बात करता है, तो nobody would even listen to him. So my point is also identify roles which can also benefit from the language you know, because there are opportunities available in that space also. Having said that, that doesn't take away from knowing the basics of English and making sure you speak grammatically correct English. So that's my perspective on how do you overcome this challenge of speaking English.
Thank you so much. Okay, so whatever has been spoken about language, I'll add a few things which I've been telling earlier also. First thing, now it is good that we have an English newspaper from Gwalior. When I joined about 11 years back, there was no English newspaper being published from Gwalior. All were Hindi newspapers. I was quite surprised. Now we have at least Times of India, which is locally being published from here. Early morning you can get it. Please read English newspaper loudly, right? Read the newspaper loudly for at least half an hour or so every day. Your fluency will increase. Secondly, watch English news channels. Watch English news channels. See the lip movement of the anchor. See how she pronounces or he or she pronounces the words. Pronunciation is something which is very important. Third, even amongst friends, even amongst your colleagues, speak in English. Speak in English. गाली देनी है तो वो भी English में दो ना. Right. And you will see your confidence grow. You will see within 6 months. English is just like it was told, it is a language. It is not a devil. You can easily capture it. Just be fluent, and fluency will grow gradually. It's not going to happen in one day. Even if you're speaking wrong English, still speak. And then will come the stage which was told to you, think in English. That stage will come after we have done all this what I have told you. So that is what. So English, although we are a Hindi speaking nation, Hindi is our national language, we all love Hindi. There's no doubt about it. But since English is the international language, and India has not yet reached that level that people should come down Hindi, that day will also come. That day will also come when people will have to learn Hindi to find jobs here in our country, in my country, right? But today, आज वो दिन नहीं आएगा, आपकी जिंदगी में आएगा. In your lifetime, that day shall come when people will come to India to learn Hindi, and they will say, "हम हिंदी में कैसे बोलें?" वो आएगा. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Just to add one thing, guys, if you know, there is something called as Toastmasters that run across India, right? See, the easiest thing for any kid also to learn is a language, right? That's where it is told, infants learn more languages than grown-ups, right? Because it is very easier to grasp. But as people grow, right, they turn off certain things and tell this is complicated, right? And take, for example, your coding things, right? It's also language that comes by practice. So easier thing now, all said done, how do I change? How do I learn now? You have to practically put it to place. Easier thing, we just adopted this in probably in one of my last organizations. We ran Toastmasters sessions across because we used to hire from all B, C, D, E, whatever towns or colleges you would grade it as. We had to get them all on a same platform, right? What the industry is doing is basically automated. And who are your customers? Your customers are global. So you should be adaptable again there to understand their language, communicate back to them in the same tone or the language. So run this Toastmasters program across the organization. I think that would say probably take out many fears from your students, right? How to get and sit in front of an interviewer taking an interview, how to understand those questions, stand up in front of a crowd and speak, right? You may have amazing guys who stand in front of 4 people and speak, but if you call them on a dais and ask them to speak, their hands and legs will shiver, right? So I think running such programs may help to a certain extent because this gave me some results in my early job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vijay sir. You have given a very strong perspective. Now we conclude this panel discussion. Uh, with all humility and humbleness, I thank all my panelists for have taken time out from their busy schedule and they have participated in this panel discussion. I'm sure my audience would have gained valuable insight from this. Students, remember, placements is just not about getting a job. It's about the right fitment and launching you on the path of success. Thank you so much, all the panelists, for joining us today. And thanks, audience, all of you. You've been very wonderful. Please, sir. Please, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pleasure. Thank you so much. Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Rajat Pathak and our esteemed delegates.
John Quincy Adams once said that if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. This leadership conclave is aimed at sharing and imparting knowledge acquired by the managerial authorities and lead talent acquisition teams from diverse industries to the budding future managers, that is you, the students of Amit University, Madhya Pradesh. During the panel discussions, our esteemed delegates from different industries deliberated on issues pertaining to significant challenges which the campus and corporate face at the time of recruitment. And these issues being the need for learning the basics, the need for a good resume, to have a know-how on the company and the skill sets required for the vacant position, specific and emerging technical skills, knowledge or certifications required by students to step into the corporate environment, the importance of internships for students seeking jobs and how to answer any questions pertaining to them during the interview, the need to strike a balance between theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge to get jobs in dream companies, the importance of grooming and soft skills, interpersonal and communication skills in the hiring process, and survival in a workplace. The need to adapt fast to the virtual learning, recruitment process, and workplace environment after the pandemic COVID-19. The importance of CRC department for students to make it a smooth transition from university to corporate. The need for good PR and networking to secure employability, the importance of not lying, staying prepared, focused, confident, and positive during and after the recruitment process.
This event has provided a platform for the students of Amity University, Madhya Pradesh to learn about the real-time risks and opportunities available in the industry. Our galaxy of corporate leaders have provided you insights and personal stories to help you climb the corporate ladder in Indian industries and multinational companies. Furthermore, the event post-lunch Amicrat will provide a uniquely designed platform for the students to meet their first guru from the corporate world and build a long-term relationship with them as mentors. We request the students not to miss the chance and make the most of it in learning the crucial aspects of grooming and soft skills, leadership skills, analytical skills, diligence, smart work in the corporate sector.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we would like to request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Dean Academics, and the convener of the event, Dr. Rajat Pathak, to please ascend the dais to present a token of gratitude to our esteemed delegates. Sir. We would like to invite to the dais Ms. Reshmi Manan, Lead Early Talent India, Palo Alto Networks. Ma'am, please. Mr. Manroop Singh Sami, Head Talent Acquisition and University Relations, Xperi Corporation. Sir, please. Mr. Nitin Patil, Business Head, India Cora. Sir, please. Ji. Mr. Saurabh Shah, Vice President, Human Capital, Haber. Sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Prabhanjan Kumar Prasoon, Head Talent Acquisition, Soprasteria. Sir, please. Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary, Senior Manager, Human Resources, Talent Development Group, hashed in by Deloitte. Sir, please. Ms. Shravya Shetty, Senior Recruitment Specialist, hashed in by Deloitte. Ma'am, please. Mr. Sushant Kumar, India Lead University Relations and Early Career Hiring, Tata Technologies Limited. Sir, please. Mr. Gokulakana Narasimha, Manager, Early in Career Recruiting, APJ Service Now. Sir, please.
Ms. Zarna Trivedi, Head Human Resources, Pearsa Networks. Ma'am, please. Ms. Sandhya Purohit, Lead Campus Relations, Last Minute 2 Pro, Technology Services. Ma'am, please. Ms. Swati Sushilan, Senior University Recruiting Program Manager, UiPath. Ma'am, please. Mr. Srivats Nagarajaya, Director Talent Acquisition, Thrive Digital Health LLP. Sir, please. Now, may we request the convener of the event, Dr. Rajat Pathak, to please felicitate the Honorable Vice Chancellor. And Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor.
Thank you, dignitaries. We may request the esteemed dignitaries and delegates to please be
Please
there
come
on
to
the
the
stage
stage.
for a group photo. This was after this morning.
अब मुझे ही बोलना है ना?
Thank you, dignitaries and delegates. Now we would like to invite respected Pro Vice Chancellor, Amit University, Madhya Pradesh, Professor Dr. M.P. Kaushik, who is a scientist and administrator of eminence and has played a pivotal role in organizing the event. Sir, we request you to kindly propose the vote of thanks on this occasion.
Then our program has to come to an end, and then vote of thanks. This is a very important and integral part of any activities which we normally conduct at Amity University, Madhya Pradesh. Honorable Chancellor and Chairman Dr. Asim Chauhanji, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Amity University, Madhya Pradesh, Lieutenant General V.K. Sharma, esteemed heads of PR and talent acquisition from premium corporate houses, distinguished guests, respected panelists, Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Head of the institutions, faculty members, and my dear students, very good afternoon to all of you. I feel honored and privileged to get an opportunity to propose the vote of thanks on this momentous occasion of the Leadership Conclave and Amicrat-Mentorship Program 2023 organized by Corporate Resource Center of Amity University, Madhya Pradesh. A vote of thanks is not merely a formality, but sincere efforts of our gratitude and appreciation of the efforts put in all those in front and as well as behind the curtain. We express our deep sense of gratitude to our Honorable Chancellor, who is online, and Chairman Dr. Asim Chauhanji for providing unfailing support and constant encouragement throughout the course and growth of the development of the Amity University, Madhya Pradesh. Without his constant support and guidance, AMP would not have seen the light of the day. Sir, your guidance and unwavering support have been instrumental in making this conclave a resounding success. Your vision and leadership continues to inspire and shape the future of our university. We express our deep sense of gratitude and extremely grateful to the esteemed head of HR and talent acquisition team from renowned corporate houses, including Cora, L&T Technologies, Palo Alto, Hashadin, Autodesk, Tata Technologies, Heber Versa Networks, UiPath, iRiver, Digital Healthcare, Xperi, Services Now, and Sopra Steria for taking keen interest in the progress and activities of AUMP, and also for valuable time spent and shared your views for the betterment and growth of this university. Your presence and participation have enriched this conclave, providing our students with invaluable insights into the changing landscape of the campus placement and fostering meaningful connections between academia and the industry. We convey our deep sense of gratitude to the distinguished guest speakers, Mr. Nitin Patil of Cora, Mr. Saurabh Shah of Heber, Mr. Prabhanjan Parsoon of Sopra Steria, and Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary of Ashadin by Deloitte. I was asking why it is by Deloitte, and he explained me. Your research-oriented talks on entrepreneurship and startup, understanding employer expectations, effective interview technologies and techniques, and artificial intelligence, how it is going to impact the campus placement and have left an indelible marks on our students, empowering them with the knowledge and foresight to excel in their own careers. We are grateful to the esteemed panelists who participated and have an excellent discussion, and they talked on various aspects of it and what skill do talent acquisition teams expect from the students when they come from campus to the corporate, and how to make graduate students employable for the recruiters. A sincere thanks to Madam Rashmi Menon from Palo Alto, Sandhya Purohit Madam from L&T Technologies, Mr. Manroop from Xperi, Mr. Gokul from Services Now, Mr. Swati from UiPath, Mr. Sushant Kumar from Techno Technologies, Mr. Srivastava from Thaiway Digital Health, and Krishna Chaturvedi from Autodesk for sharing their expertise and valuable insights. Your contribution certainly would have provided our students a deeper understanding of the skills needed to succeed in the corporate world. Our special thanks to Honorable Lieutenant General V.K. Sharma, AVSM, Founder Vice Chancellor of AUMP, who helped in shaping up this university in terms of academic excellence. Under the dynamic leadership, university has been awarded Best Private University in Madhya Pradesh thrice, and he being the founder and Vice Chancellor of this university and has been giving the guidance for the last 11 years. We profoundly thank the print and electronic media for their presence and giving excellent coverage of the leadership conclave. I would be failing in my duties if I do not convey my sincere thanks to all the students of AUMP for participating in a big way and significant contribution made by the success of leadership conclave. All the students work smilingly shoulder to shoulder to make this event memorable, and I was more than happy when they were listening very patiently to all the experts who has come from the corporate world. Last but not the least, I thank all the HOIs, HODs, directors, deputy directors, control of examination, corporate resource center, and all the staff members of AUMP for their immense support, dedication, teamwork, and untiring efforts and cooperation extended for the success of this leadership conclave. Lastly, but most importantly, I extend my profound thanks to all the participants and guests present here today. Your active engagement and enthusiasm have added vibrancy to this conclave, making the platform for meaningful discussion and valuable interaction. As we conclude this momentous occasion, we carry with us the wisdom shared, the connections made, that networking which we were talking about, and the inspiration gained. Together, we are shaping the future of our students and fostering an ecosystem of learning and growth. At the end, I once again thank our Honorable Chancellor and Chairman, Dr. Asim Chaudhary, for blessing us on this occasion. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. The proceedings for today have come to an end. We extend our heartfelt thanks to the eminent dignitaries, delegates, faculty members, and students for their valuable presence. We shall have lunch. All the dignitaries and delegates are requested to please proceed for lunch. The students going for mentorship with the delegates are requested to be in the session rooms in Block B on time. The faculty mentors are requested to confirm that the students are seated in the rooms by 2:45 p.m. Thank you so much and have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.